Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Now we have arrived at chapter 8, Thinking in a Certain Way, by the book The Science of Getting Rich. Now this is where we are getting to start working on our individual consciousness in order so that we may grow towards riches, towards success, towards a happy, fulfilled life. Now the chapter starts out by saying, you must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it yourself. You must have it before you can give it. And many people fail to impress thinking substance because they have themselves only a vague and mystic concept of the things they want to do, to have, or to become. Now this is pretty straightforward. And if you really analyze your own life, maybe you catch yourself not being entirely clear on where you really want to go with your life. It's so easy to go back and forth between different goals. In fact, people can have multiple goals and then they wonder, where should I start? With what goals should I start? Should I imagine all of my goals all at once? Well, the easiest way to do it is to first start with the most important aspect of your life that you want to improve. This book in and of itself is mostly focused on the idea of creating wealth, but you can use it on any area of your life. You just have to build a clear vision of where you want to go. So thinking in a certain way can also be described as imagine in a certain way, using your imagination in a certain way. Because at the end of the day, you can only express what you first built inside of your mind. You can only express if you have a clear idea of what it is that you're after to begin with. That is what this chapter is all about. To remind you that you can use your mind in this way. Now Wallace went on to say that it is not enough that you should have a general desire for wealth to do good with. Everybody has that desire. It is not enough that you should have a wish to travel, see things, live more. Everybody has those desires also. If you were going to send a wireless message to a friend, you would not send the letters of the alphabet in their order and let him construct the message for himself. Nor would you take words at random from the dictionary. You would send a coherent sentence, one which meant something. When you try to impress your wants upon substance, remember that it must be done by a coherent statement. You must know what you want and be definite. You see, this is so important, to be definite, to really be clear on what it is you want. People can say, oh, I would love to be rich, but they never really consider what that means. They never think of the amount of money they really want to have in their bank account, for example, or the sort of career through which they want to earn those riches. They're not thinking about any of that. They only have a vague idea of, it would be nice to be rich, it would be nice to be successful. You know, we are not gonna go anywhere if we have vague ideas. We want to zoom in. That's exactly what I've been doing in my own life. I know exactly what sort of career I wanted, and I'm by now already working on that career. But before I did that, I remember years ago I would think of being rich, as the book suggested, and it's true. I would think of an amount of money that I thought would be nice to have, but I didn't really channel it through any activities yet. So I would go on perhaps days or weeks just thinking about that amount of money without realizing I should also have a clear purpose through which I can earn it. This book is teaching us, after all, that we're going to get rich through creation. So you have, in your case, perhaps an amount of money you would like to earn. And then you're going to have to consider for yourself, okay, what sort of forms of service do I want to create through which I could earn and generate that income? And you have to be very clear on that, because that is when you can start working towards it. By being very clear on it, then you're thinking in a certain way. Now Wallace went on to say you can never get rich or start the creative power into action by sending out unformed longings and vague desires. Go over your desires just as the man I've described went over his house. See just what you want and get a clear mental picture of it as you wish it to look when you get it. That clear mental picture you must have continually in mind, as the sailor has in mind the port toward which he is sailing the ship. You must keep your face toward it all the time. You must no more lose sight of it than the steersman loses sight of the compass. You see, you have to work towards the image that you've built inside your mind. See the end result that you're after and then express it, then act upon it. You want to start living fully from your imagination, then act physically as if it is true, and it will become true the more you work on it. Because in the end it is not necessary to take exercises in concentration, nor to set apart special times for prayer and affirmation, nor to go into the silence, nor to do occult stunts of any kind. Their things are well enough, but all you need is to know what you want, and to want it badly enough so that it will stay in your thoughts. Spend as much of your leisure time as you can in contemplating your picture, but no one needs to take exercises to concentrate his mind on the thing which he really wants. It is the things you do not really care about which require effort to fix your attention upon them. And unless you really want to get rich, so that the desire is strong enough to hold your thoughts directed to the purpose, as the magnetic pole holds the needle of the compass, it will hardly be worthwhile for you to try to carry out the instructions given in this book. The methods herein set forth are for people whose desire for riches is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and the love of ease and make them work. The more clear and definite you make your picture then, and the more you dwell upon it, bringing out all its delightful details, the stronger your desire will be, and the stronger your desire, the easier it will be to hold your mind fixed upon the picture of what you want. Now the term picture might still be confusing to some people. How can I have success if I just have a picture in my mind? Well, a different version or word we could use is simply vision. In fact, Wallace is gonna go on there right now. He's changing it around towards the word vision, and I like the word vision better myself, because it's just about something you actually see in your consciousness that you're after. So he went on to say that something more is necessary than merely to see the picture or the vision clearly inside your mind. If that is all you do, you are only a dreamer and will have little or no power for accomplishment. Behind your clear vision must be the purpose to realize it, to bring it out in tangible expression. And behind this purpose must be an invincible and unwavering faith that the thing is already yours, that it is at hand, and you have only to take possession of it. Live in the new house, if that's what you want, mentally, until it takes form around you physically. In the mental realm, enter at once into full enjoyment of the things you want. So he used the example, live in the new house. Well, maybe you don't want a new house, you just want a good career. And if you know what the career is, well then live as if you've already had the career mentally, until it takes form around you physically. You see, you do this with any goal you have. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be riches necessarily. It doesn't have to be a career goal. You can also do it for a health goal or a relationship goal or whatever it is that you're after. If you want to move to a different country, well, live there mentally until it takes form around you physically. You have to take this serious and literally, because whatsoever things you ask for when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them, said Jesus. So we have to take this concept literally. He went on to say, see the things you want as if they were actually around you all the time. See yourself as owning and using them. Make use of them in imagination just as you will use them when they are your tangible possessions. Dwell upon your mental picture until it is clear and distinct, and then take the mental attitude of ownership toward everything in that picture. Take possession of it in the mind, in the full faith that it is actually yours. Hold to this mental ownership. Do not waver for an instant in the faith that it is real. And remember what was said in the preceding chapter about gratitude. Be as thankful for it all the time as you expect to be when it has taken form. The man who can sincerely thank God for the things which as yet he owns only in imagination has real faith. He will get rich. He will cause the creation of whatsoever he wants. Now, a few side notes that I wanted to share with you right now is that faith, in other words, is loyalty to the unseen. It means being loyal to the visions you have inside your consciousness. So there's no point in living in a pessimistic state of mind from now on. Start feeling thankful inside your consciousness that you have this beautiful vision. Feel gratitude while taking action on your vision. The 3 steps are always think it, imagine it, feel it, and act upon it. These are actually 4 steps, but since he mostly uses the term thinking it will be 3 steps. But I always like to say, put imagination above thinking, then you actually have 4 steps. Imagine it, see the vision of what you want, think about it. Notice the ideas that are being developed in your reasoning mind. Feel the joy of the dream you have and then act upon it. You do not need to pray repeatedly for things you want. It is not necessary to tell God about it every day. Use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, said Jesus. For your Father knoweth you have need of these things before you ask him. Your part is to intelligently formulate your desires for the things which make for a larger life, and to get these desires arranged into a coherent whole, and then to impress this whole desire upon the formless substance, which has the power and the will to bring you what you want. You do not make this impression by repeating strings of words. You make it by holding the vision with unshakable purpose to attain it, and with steadfast faith that you do attain it. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are working. So as you're working on your dream, as you take action on your vision, you have to reach a point that you really trust that you're going to manifest that vision. So again, you need that faith that he's talking about, which simply means loyalty to the unseen. It means simply staying loyal to your vision, no matter how tough times may get. No matter how long it seems to take for you to realize your dream, keep staying loyal to that dream in and of itself and keep acting upon it every single day, or at least whenever you feel inspired and compelled to do so. Because you have to reach a point that you feel you already have achieved your dream, feel that you've already done it successfully. Now he went on to say that you cannot impress the mind of God by having a special Sabbath day set apart to tell him what you want, and then forgetting him during the rest of the week. You cannot impress him by having special hours to go into your closet and pray, if you then dismiss the matter from your mind until the hour of prayer comes again. Oral prayer is well enough and has its effect, especially upon yourself, in clarifying your vision and strengthening your faith, but it is not your oral petitions which get you what you want. In order to get rich, you do not need a sweet hour of prayer. You need to pray without ceasing, and by prayer I mean holding steadily to your vision with the purpose to cause its creation into solid form, and the faith that you are doing so. Believe that you receive it. The whole matter turns on receiving once you have clearly formed your vision. When you have formed it, it is well to make an oral statement addressing the Supreme in reverent prayer, and from that moment you must in mind receive what you ask for. Live in the new house, wear the fine clothes, ride in the automobile, go on the journey, and confidently plan for greater journeys. Think and speak of all the things you have asked for in terms of actual present ownership. Imagine an environment and a financial condition exactly as you want them, and live all the time in that imaginary environment and financial condition. Mind, however, that you do not do this as a mere dreamer and castle builder. Hold to the faith that the imaginary is being realized, and to the purpose to realize it. Remember that it is faith and purpose in the use of the imagination which makes the difference between the scientist and the dreamer. And having learned this fact, it is here that you must learn the proper use of the will. Now that is the end of the chapter. And this is very powerful information. I like that he uses the term dreamer a lot, and actually in his way of writing it, he said that being a dreamer is bad. I end my videos always reminding us that we are the dreamers, right? Well, you're being a bad dreamer, you could reason, if you only see in your mind what you would like to achieve but never take action upon it. That's what he's essentially warning about. That you can imagine being wealthy and successful and living in a great environment if that's what you desire. But if you then don't take action upon your vision, then you're being a dreamer that is not really achieving what they want physically. But as long as we stay true to ourselves and hold to the faith that the dream is being realized and to the purpose to realize it, well, then we're no longer just a dreamer of dreams, we start to become a dreamer that actually turns them into reality. That is the most important part about all of this. Now, another thing you want to understand is that the idea of prayer, which he said earlier, pray without ceasing. By prayer I mean holding steadily to your vision, simply means that you want to let the ideas and the inspiration you receive as you hold the vision be expressed with and through you. Then you're praying without ceasing. and you're working with the purpose to cause its creation into solid form. This is very, very powerful, as I said, and it's exactly what you want to start doing with your own goals and dreams. And remember, gratitude creates the faith. By being grateful, you're being loyal to the unseen reality of your dream. And the clearer you make that vision, the easier it becomes to act upon it, to become inspired by it. The more focused you stay on your dream, the faster the inspiration comes. And the next chapter will talk about the willpower, so that you can start doing exactly that. Now, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.